So I'm walking with my phone, and then somebody taps me from my side, like, a madam, and then anainama chini and picks something. Hi guys, welcome back to the Groovy Troopers. I'm Wilmah. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining the family. We appreciate you very much. So I'm back again with another story time. And this story time happened around 2017, 2018 hapo. And in that year, the Kenya Union, our universities and colleges, something CUSPs, placed me in a university that's in Nairobi. And sijaishi Nairobi for a long time. So you know how navigating around a new town or a new city can be very tricky, can be very challenging. I'm not saying I'd never been there before, but nilikuwa naenda to visit someone, to go run errands and then go back. So ilikuwa tu kidogo, and you don't really remember ati ulikuwa wapi ama the name of the street you were in ama nini. So I barely knew the geography of Nairobi. And nobody talks about this a lot. Yani, to navigate a new place is such a challenge. So, nimeenda shule, and obviously, when you're leaving anywhere, you need to run errands every once in a while. So what I used to do is I'd wait for my roommates to be going to town, or my friends wakienda town. Or tunaenda na wao, I run my errands and then I come back. As they teach me, this is my avenue. Ukiona Bank of India, uko street gani, ukiona GPO, this is the way back to school. Yeah, so kidogo landmarks so that nijue kutembea, nisikuwe stranded in town. So unajua, waiting for your friends to go to town all the time is not very convenient for you, because at some point you'll be needing something now hawaendi town. So what do? You have to wait, and then inakuwa inconvenience in the long run. So I decided one day, the only way I can learn how, to walk around Nairobi is try and get lost kiasi, right? Yeah, lazima ujipoteze kidogo to find yourself, to find the way. So nikaamua kama mbaya kazi ya Google Maps ni kukuonyesha njia. That's what I did. So I started using Google Maps walking around Nairobi. So of course nilikuwa najua history ya Nairobi and Nairobbers. That ningeibiwa simu, ama ningeibiwa tu, ama someone could con me. So of course I used to walk with my phone, nikiwa nimeshikilia na mikono mbili, so that it doesn't get stolen. Because if it gets stolen, then I've lost my way and I won't know my way back to school. So I'll have to call my mother. And tell her nimepotea. Okay, haikuwa ifika hapo, but that would be the only way out kama ningewaipotea. So it worked a couple of times. I'd go to town, use Google Maps, natembea. And Google Maps is very shady sometimes. I don't know kama umewahi use Google Maps. When you need to take a corner, ndio in a hang. So I used to nilikuwa najipata on the same street like 3 times, and then Google Maps ilikuwa inafanya nipitie very shady chums, those 2 very little lanes unapitanga zinakwanga na like people smoking or literally Google Maps ilikuwa inaniambia hii ni njia, pitia hapo alafu ende left. And now later after I learned Nairobi vizuri, nikajua hizo streets ati people get stolen from huko and people get stabbed, na mimi nilikuwa napitia huko, and Google Maps was like, yeah, that's the right way, wewe pitia tu hapo. So it was a struggle. So one of these fine days, nikiwa on my Tao escapades, I was walking back to school. I think ilikuwa after classes. So it was around 5:30. I went shopping and then I was going back to school on this fine day. So see, I'm still using the same thing. Because I remember nilikuwa tu Moi Avenue somewhere, but I didn't know what street that was at that time. So I'm walking with my phone, and then somebody taps me from my side, like, hey madam, and then anainama chini and picks something. The person who tapped me was a man. He was a light-skinned man, but he was very tall. He was humongous. Like, sijui to explain aje. If you've met me in person, I'm a medium to small, petite human being. So nilikuwa namfika maybe hapa kwa tumbo, literally. Like, he was that huge. So the guy taps me on my shoulder and ananiambia, hey madam, kuna mama ameangusha kibeti hapa, and it has one side that's transparent, inaonekana iko na pesa, situmrudishie. I'm like, okay, wewe ndo unamuona, hata I can't see past your chest. What do you mean ati nimrudishie hata simuoni? Kamwambia wewe enda umpatie juu wewe ndo unamuona. Ako like, madam, tumpelekee, hata wewe umeona ona sasa amevuka barabara. I'm like, I can't even see her, wewe mpelekee. Aka insist ati madam tumpelekee. Ati ataenda. Kamwambia mia, wewe unamuona, wewe mpelekee. That was my statement the whole time. And then kidogo after like 2 minutes, no. So this guy tells me achaangalie ni nini iko ndani ya pass, maybe atapata identification. So me, I'm trying to be very unbothered, lakini humse anatembea tu kando yangu, hata siwezi mhepa. Nikimhepa hata sijui nitaenda wapi, Yani I didn't even think ninaweza ingia a stall achane na mimi nilikuwa tu blank. So he removes like a receipt from the pass and anasema ati madam, this lady ametoka withdraw 80k from the bank. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. It's none of my business. Nawambia, sawa, pole kwake. I'm trying to keep up the conversation with this guy. They are square agitated. And also, at this point, sijui what to do. And also, najua, anything that happens in Nairobi, people will think you're staging something. So I was trying to stay as calm as possible. So he's saying, na hii 80,000, madam, unajua tunaweza enda pale kwa restaurant to split hii pesa. Me as a Kenyan and a comrade, first thing that came to my mind was, of course this can be a trap, but in case ni ukweli, hapo naweza toka na kedo 20k, akininyonga sana 10k, I don't know what it is about us and the money. So a few minutes later, tukitembea tu hivyo ananipea tu mastori ya do. I'm trying to kumlenga but I can't. A guy comes. Let's call this first brown guy. Let's call him Paul. Paul is the tall guy. 2 minutes later, another man approaches us. Tunatembea na huyu msee mkubwa. Now this other man was dark and a little stout, and he was a bit short. Now he comes to the huge man anamwambia, now he comes to Paul anamwambia, ati nimeona kile mmefanya and nitawasema unless you guys share what you have. Hey, I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on. Just leave me out of this. Let's give this second man a name. Let's call him Matthew. So Matthew anasema, I've seen what you've done. Najua mmeokota pesa na mkona pesa wenyewe na nitawasema. Paul, the huge guy, looks down at me. As I mentioned, he's a very huge guy. Ananiambia, bona sasa tumeshikwa, wewe jifanya wewe ni sistangu mdogo. I'm like, Z, ananishika mkono. Like, whether you hold a little child mkono, that's how he holds me. Mbea nishike mkono, na kushika mkono, wewe ujifanya wewe ni sistangu mdogo. Sawa, na uflow. I'm like, I can't resist. Because this guy, hata nikiresist ndafanya nini? He's a huge guy. So I'm telling you at this point, I was not even scared. I think I was in just like shock, but nilikuwa too calm. I'm like, sawa, let me just flow. At this point, I don't know what I can do. Nilisema tu, okay, hapa ni Mungu na mimi. So see this guy anaanza kuongea na my brother. Anaanza kumwambia, so what we are going to do so that I don't report you guys to the police is tutaenda mahali kwa restaurant and then we are gonna split the money. So this short guy anakaa kama he's the one who's in charge, and he asks and he tells the bigger guy, so Matthew anaambia Paul that you guys are gonna give me 2/3 of the money. So humse mrefu Paul ananiuliza, unaona 1/3 of the money ikiwa kidogo? Namwambia, hey, iko sawa. So mimi nataka tu achane na mimi, ndio tumalize hii story, whatever they want tumalize, mimi nirudi shule. Kwanza it was starting to get dark. I think at this point ilikuwa like 6:30. Tunatembea tu kwa streets za Nairobi, wanapiga tu makona. Humse amenishika mkono, remember. Ananiambia, sister, sema hiyo ni kidogo. Mwambie hiyo ni kidogo. Niko like, basi ni kidogo. So he tells the guy, hapana, hiyo ni kidogo. He's like, okay, sawa. Basi tutasplit 50-50. Ananiuliza ati sister, hiyo ni poa. Mwambia, sawa. So me, I'm just flowing. I don't want trouble. Ati I'm trying to cooperate, you know, because I have a lot to lose at this point. So we keep walking. And sasa anajaribu sasa kuniconvince how much I'll be getting. So that would be around 20k, I think, because this short guy would get 40k and the other tall guy would get like 40k. Then maybe I'm gonna pay half. I don't know, of course. So we keep walking. Wanachapisha tu maraundi. I don't even know what restaurant they were referring to. I think walikuwa natafuta just a corner so that they can steal from me. I don't know what they wanted. So mse amenishika mkono bado. I can't leave. So tumetembea na shanga tufiki restaurant. Inafika 7. I think now that they were also trying to buy time. You know, kuko na darkness ndio, you know, nobody has suspect anything. Yeah. So now at this point, nakumbuka we were walking towards Koja. And then I'm just asking this guy, okay, kwani restaurant iko wapi? And the guy tells me, restaurant iko pale mbele. So I'm like, okay, so see, when we are done splitting this money, we can, you show me where your end is. That was very funny. And nikamwambia, si show me where the University of Nairobi is. Ako like, yes, sister, mimi nitakuonyesha, usijali. I'm like, okay, sawa. So we reach a point where we're supposed to cross a road. And then I tell Paul, I'm getting uncomfortable, and niachilie tu mkono, I won't run. So at this point, alikuwa ameanza converse so much with Matthew, the shorter guy. So much, I think they were getting a little frustrated that hawapatia a nice corner from a restaurant, whatever they wanted. So nikamwambia, I won't run you, just niachilie tu. I won't do anything. I was like, sawa, sende mahali. So they kept talking. I think they were waiting for magari zishe kwa barabara ndo wavuke. So I didn't even wait for the cars to pass. So mi nilivuka tu and left them conversing over there. I crossed the road and nika decide I'm going to walk until I see a guard, a watchman, or someone in uniform. Because those are the only people I knew watanisaidia kunavigate around the rest of the place nimebakisha. At this point, I think my phone was in my bag because, well, there was no need to use my phone. I'm a Google Maps because Paul was holding my hand and leading me mali tu anataka kwenda. So I walked and walked and walked. Nikafika Koja. I didn't know then it was Koja, but mi nilifika tu hapo kwa corner. Then I saw a guard who was talking to a certain lady. So this guard, yue niko wapi? Akaniambia, ati madam wewe utaenda upande magari. Sijui magari za Gigiri. I am like, wait a minute, mi niko town. What do you mean? What do you mean nipande mat? So namuuliza tena, no, I'm asking the University of Nairobi. So kumbe this guy alikuwa United Nations. Because UN, they almost sound the same. So akaniambia, oh, so utaenda tu hivi straight and then utaona towers, UN towers. I'm like, hey, thanks. So at this point, nilikuwa nisha lose Paul na Matthew. Sawa. But now, so that I can go iyo barabara na niambia, I had to go back like a few meters and then nielekee towers. So when I start walking towards the towers, now wase wameappear. Sijui walitokea wapi. Excuse me. But then they were following me. Kwambia sijaitembea mbio hivyo, nilitembea mbio. Lakini at least nilikuwa najua nikiona towers I'll be fine. So I just walked fast. I was seeing them behind me, katapa corner. And then like I was half walking and half running. You know that ka walk? Yeah, that's what I was doing. So I lost them completely. And then I went to school. Of course, nilikuwa so startled. And after that, sikuwahi enda town peke yangu for a while until nikajua town kabisa. But that was scary. That was very scary for me. What's the moral of this story? Moral of this story is always appreciate your mom's prayers because they keep you alive and they keep you safe sometimes. Also, if you're a believer, keep praying because you don't know, what you might face in this life. Yeah. That's my story. Yeah, Nairobbery and trusting a thief with directions. By the way, say I don't even know how nilifikiria aje kumwambia tu anionyeshe shule. Yani that's some sort of desperation hata sijaiona. But what choice did I have, Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to my story. I hope you liked it. So like, share, subscribe. Tell me in the comments what you would have done if you're in my situation. What I could have done, in that situation. Niambie kwa comments mngefanya nini. Yeah, let's educate each other so that the next time I go to New York, I will know how to do better.